Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing an arena cube draft and let's see what we're starting off with here. Do not love this pack to be perfectly honest. There's some red aggro cards supposed to appear in DRC. There's some lands. You got a watery grave, and that's probably the land I would take if I were to take a land. It's probably a lot better than Desert Beach because of the land type. Um Emperor of Bones seems okay. Wrath seems pretty strong, but not a card I want to take too early because it's kind of narrow. I think I'm leaning towards Fatal Push though. Cheap Interaction is really good in Cube. Just in general, I don't know too much about this cube, but I would assume that it is also the case here. I think other reasonable choices are probably Watery Grave and Monastery Swift Spear if you're gonna force aggro. But yeah, I don't know. Fatal Push is fine. Let's see. Our follow up here. I mean, ooh, people don't know how good Pest Infestation is. This card is actually really busted. Because it's cube, there's a decent number of artifacts and enchantments, and this also just makes like a pretty threatening board. Like it's probably not as good here as it is in Vintage Cube because in Vintage Cube got more artifacts. You got like stuff like Moxen and whatnot, but still a really powerful card. Other than that, I mean, Esper Sentinel has to be pretty good, I would assume. Got some red removal, some black removal, lots of removal, but I'll just snap off this Pest Station. It's a really strong card. A super high pick in Vintage Cube. Ooh. Okay, well, there's a Yawgmoth here. I do like me some Yawgmoth. Bit early picking Yawgmoth, though, I think. I mean, it's definitely strong card, but you do need some synergy. We got Custom Station, which works pretty well with it. Other than that, I mean, we got the red removal, of course. Got a Cultivate. Cultivate seems like it would be pretty decent, maybe. Commercial Districts is solid. Surveillance are pretty good with fetch lands. Avacyn's Pilgrim is a mana dork, so was a bit paleontologist. I mean, I don't think it's too crazy to take Yawgmoth. Um, Otherwise, it might just be Avacyn's Pilgrim. And the 1 mana dorks are pretty good. I think, and it works well with Presentation, can help with the splash. Honestly, yeah, I think I'm just gonna take Avacyn's Pilgrim. And if we get Yawgmoth back, sure. It's just, I think, pretty early to be taking Yawg. I mean, Oracle Moldai is okay. Inti's pretty strong. Probably the best card in this pack. Lord Skitter's also pretty good. Would be snapping that off if I had taken the Yawgmoth, I think. Sparta's Headquarters is missing its art, which is cool. Yeah, Oracle Moldai seems solid. Touch plans make it a lot better. It's definitely fallen off in Vintage Cube, but I think this cube is less powerful, so probably a reasonable card here. I mean, otherwise, probably. I mean, Inti. I don't know. It's a bit far because it's more of an aggressive card, and we're not really in red. Yeah, I think Moldai is probably fine here. Ooh. Well, I could take Aklovoth. I'm not sure about Soren just because having enough life gain seems tricky, but Aklovoth's a pretty powerful card. Just a nice beater to go with our ramp. Other than that, I mean, Axebane Ferox seems okay. I'm not super impressed by it, to be honest. I think stuff like Questing Beast is probably enough better. Um, but yeah, I think Aquazoth's fine. Ooh, Nissa Resurgent Anime. So we could take a Nissa. I think it's probably better than these two. There's also a Heartless Act. How good? Nissa gets elves, right? Oracle will die as an elf. That's a human monk, which is actually probably a good thing because you don't really want to be hitting it off Nissa. I mean, I'd be willing to give Nissa a shot, partially because I hear that fetch lands go pretty late here. People haven't figured out how good they are. They tend to go late even in like Moto Vintage Cube League. So arena players, I would assume, would even know even less about that. Heartless Act is fine. We already have some interaction. I'm into take Nissa. Do some ramping. Mishra's Bauble or Woest Rider. I don't I don't know. If we really Yawgmoth, then Woest Rider could be alright. But otherwise I think it's unlikely to be that good. Bauble, but the Bauble's not only gonna be good if we pick up a bunch of fetch lands. I think I'm fine just taking a Woest Rider here. Um uh ooh, so we've got a Zagoth Chime here. Honestly kind of meant to take Zagoth Chime. It's an on-color dual land. Otherwise we've got Gitrog, which seems just okay. I mean, it's a pretty big beater. To be fair, Once Upon a Time is pretty good. But I don't know. I like taking a land here. I think having our fixing is nice, and touching blue could be relevant for sure. Here honestly, I might just take Water Grave, and then we have like a pretty free blue splash if we want to. Since we already have the takeoff time. Otherwise, I could take Analyze, but that seems kind of weak. I could take Ornithopter again. Like, I think if we're gonna be ramping, I'd rather do it with the green creatures. Ornithopter just seems kind of mediocre. So I didn't get the Yawgmoth back right out of this pack. Or no, hold on. This I don't think this was the Yawgmoth pack. This was Pest Infestation. But I mean, I'll take Deeproot since it's the only on-color cards. Fine, if we pick up some fetch lands, I suppose. Okay, yeah, I didn't get the Yawgmoth back. Not too surprised by that. See, this is much better than Ornithopter of Paradise, I would say. Um, Even if we are a little unlucky to pick up Dinosaurs, but still I'm somewhat in to take Paleontologist. And I mean, I could take a Cruelty of Gigs. A nice top end Carvine, that kind of thing. Reds does seem somewhat open. I think I might just grab this Meglaws. Seems better than the boots. Scoos, sure. And yeah, some red fixing, why not? Let's see what we've got. It's definitely gonna be the Wooded Foothills here. I mean, Gargoth is solid. Bonnie Paul I've heard is really good. But fetchlands are just super strong. And we've already got some stuff that work with fetchlands like Nissa and Oracle Muldias, so and Deeproot Wayfinder, so definitely snapping off, especially since it's potentially even double on color, but it also is just already a 4-color land. It gets Mountain and then Sultai. Yes, pretty happy to snap that off. And let's see what we've got here next. I mean, Crucius is really strong, and there's not much else in this pack. And there's Forsaken Crossroads, which is honestly kind of meant to take Crucius. This card is really, really absurd. Even though it's a 3-1, it's still great. And then maybe we can wheel a Besagio or a Forsaken Crossroad, or maybe like a red removal spell for in red at that point, maybe like a Pylon. But yeah, not the strongest pack ever. Uh, ooh. So here's a Stomping Ground. That's interesting. Make that red splash really easy. Vitality is really strong, but we're in the exact opposite color pair. Endurance is fine. Not too much gravity stuff going on this cube, I don't think. Up decay also just kind of fine. I think I'll just take Stomping Ground, to be honest. I think it's looking like we might just want to be playing red, but because we have some solid red cards and because red has seemed pretty open. So I'll take the Stomping Ground. Oh, massively rewarded with a Fable of the Mirror, one of the literal best red cards in the cube. Oh, you love to see that. Fable is just a really absurd card. It's just so strong. If you've played any constructed, then you know this. If you've played any cube, you know this. Fable is just nuts. So much value. Definitely gonna be snapping that off here. And now we're pretty firmly playing red, I would say. Interesting. So what can we take here? There's the Restless Cottage, which seems okay. It is on color. There's also the Copperline Gorge from fixing. Luris doesn't seem amazing here. We don't have that many cheap permanents. If we picked up the Bauble, I'd be maybe a little bit more into it. Other than that, I mean, Detective Phoenix doesn't seem too amazing. Cure Hulk also is. I'm not super impressed by it. I don't think. I kind of want to take a land, maybe. Let's just throw the Water Grave in the sideboard for now. So the question is, do I want a Carpal Gorge or a Restless card? I think untapped duels are probably going to be. Kind of want to prioritize those. Oh, so Boneheart Dracosaur is pretty strong. Maybe we're just going to be base. So hold on. Let's see. These are our black cards, and it looks like we might actually just be base red, splashing black potentially. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy taking Bone Horde. Preacher is okay, but Bone Horde is pretty strong. It just runs away with the game really fast if you can't deal with it. And now here, I mean, I know at some point Sky Sovereign was one of the better cards in the queue, but it's been a while since that was probably the case. Spire was good, but this isn't like the best deck for it ever. So, honestly, we have so much red fixing. Honestly, I'm kind of into just take it. It's still a solid card. And here, ooh, I gotta read Sapphire Collector. Second non-creature spell. Don't think we're gonna be really doing that. So I think I just want to take the Huntsman's Redemption. Um, it's pretty strong, I think. Sacrificing a creature, you can get like a attack like a Mandarok or something, get a Bonehorde Dracosaur, get that going. There's just not much else in this pack I'm too excited about. Um, I mean, let's drag the Quake Mole, huh? No clue how good it is. Could just take Terror of the Peaks. Have a bunch of fatties. Honestly, it's somewhat in to do that. Seems alright. Seems like we're just gonna be green red ramp here. Oh, I'll take a Boseiju for sure. Not much else in this pack. At this point, Abrupt Decay isn't even looking that good. I kind of want to just take Play with Fire to have some removal. We're probably going to be touching black at least a little, but I don't know. I'd rather my cheap removal spells weren't splashes. And Hulking Raptor, you know what? Sure. I'm kind of in for Hulking Raptor. More so an Extinction event, I think. I mean, sure, I'll take a Texas Phoenix. Not sure if I'll play it. But we can have it in the deck for now. And then Magda. I mean, we don't have that many crimes. It was Scoos. I suppose. Yeah, I'll take an obliterating. Well, having removal is good. I don't think I'm going to be playing Searing Blood. Oh, another fetch land? Yes, please. So, yeah, I guess people must have caught on to how good fetch lands are. We haven't been actually getting them outside of our opening pack, but that's fine. Since Upheath is going to go great with our cards here. And then maybe we can wheel in Mortuary for some fixing. Maybe maybe this card's okay. Rampaging Raptor can get some beats going. But yeah, pretty easy fetch land. Pretty happy about that. Wow, this pack's kind of a stinker as well. There's Decadent Dragon, which is okay, and we are going to be playing some amount of black, so that could be helpful. Other than that, I mean, it's all like blue and white cards, so I think we just take the dragon. It's all right. Ooh, Shieldred, huh? I mean, that is very tempting. Shieldred is really busted, but double black seems like a lot, and Fanatic of Ronus also just seems like kind of the nuts. We have some 4-powered creatures. We have some big beaters. Honestly, yeah. As good as Shieldred is, off color, and at this point, it's possible that we just don't even play any black. Or just splash the Crucius, and Fanatic has to be like insane. And then maybe we can wheel something here as well. Like Sentinel would be nice, but Fanatic just seems great. Oh, Bloodstained Mire, yes please. Alright, more fetches is great. I mean, yeah, the more effects we pick up, the easier the black splash becomes because of the Sagoth Triumph, especially. Luffy is good, just kind of like a free companion, but doesn't seem amazing in this deck. We can't cast it because we are red, but not too many instants and sorceries. And let's see what we can follow this up with. I'm just gonna throw the rest of the black cards on the sideboard for now. Hold up the Crucius, maybe the Fatal Push. I can keep the Fatal Push in for now because Fatal Push is a pretty efficient card. But other than that, oh, oops. All right, there we go. All right, so we could take Vornclex here. We could take Molten Impact, or Workshop Warchief. I mean, Molten Impact is really strong, but how many instant sorceries? Not too many instant sorceries. So I'm a little lower on it. We could just take Vornclex. Has to be good, better than Workshop Warchief. I think so. Just another way to use our mana. Maybe a blacking top end a bit. Oh, and now I'm probably just picking up a Thragtusk. Just a decent threat. I don't actually love Primeval Titan here without any good lands to get with it. Jetmir's Garden is another tapped green land, but we have plenty of duels at this point, I think. In Menagerie Greater, actually. How many creatures do I have? 16 creatures with... Hold on, let me read. It doesn't share a creature type with a creature card in your library. Draw a card. I think too many of our creature types are repeated. Ooh. I mean, I do know that Bombardment is very good, but this is not the deck for it. But it has a really high win rate. I think people are heavily underrating it. Could just take Briar Bridge Tag out. That seems fine. It's a 4-pack creature for Fnatic Corona. Gets us some value. I don't know how good Trash the Town is, to be honest. Doesn't seem amazing. I'm going to take Briar Bridge, I think. Ooh, 6 or Ornery Tumblebag. Late fetch. Really late fetch. Tumblebag 6. Hmm. Tumblebag has to be good, but 6 has to be better, I think. 6 seems pretty strong, especially with stuff like Vorinclex and Oracle of Moldiah. Sasquatch Recruiter, not like too in love with it, to be honest. Maybe we could take it better than Elder Dragon more, but probably gonna be one of the first cards on the chopping block. Rexage is fine, I guess. I don't know how many artifacts and enchantments there actually are. Maybe Tamio's Safekeeping makes the deck. I don't think I want like another green black Triumph, to be honest. I mean, I'll take a Shadow Skull Smashing. More spell lands is good, I think. We're not splashing much black at this point, so I'm not as enamored by the Blooming Marsh. Then Sickle Languish. Maybe we play a Royal Eruption, and definitely not playing Plarg. Let's see what we're working with here. I think I like let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 free black sources, which is enough for Crucius and Fatal Push with like 1 swamp tops, maybe. Kinda wanna cut Tamio's Safekeeping, Royal Eruption, Duskwatch Recruiter. Fine playing an 18th land with this Shatter Skull. I mean it seems okay. Uh Phoenix seems not great. Rexage seems not great because it's redundant with Pest Infestation, which is probably more of a 5-drop. And I guess we need to cut 1 card here. Let's see. Maybe it's Huntsman's Redemption. We don't actually have that many creatures we really want to sacrifice. Yeah, I think this is fine. Pretty happy with how this looks. 3 fetches is nice, and having a Zayoff Chime is gonna make the Vorinclex better as well. Oops. Yeah, I think just a pretty solid green red beats deck. Unfortunately, lacking a bit in the 1-drop ramp department, but I didn't really have many options there, but that's fine. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and run this. Starting off game number 1 here with a pretty solid hand, I would say. We get to do some serious ramping with a Fanatic bonus thanks to Miglaws. Looks like we're playing against white aggro, huh? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and what lands do we have in our deck? We have a Stomping Ground, so I'm just gonna start off with the fetch and grab that. And I think just lead into the Fanatic bonus. Let's fetch now. No point bluffing much really, I don't think. Although I could just get Zagosham, but double red could very easily come up for this Terror of Peaks. No play is interesting, but I think I like Fanatic Rose. 4 toughness also means that it plays around like a lightning strike type effect. But we'll see what we got. Virtual Devotee, sure. That card's pretty good. If we get the chance, we're probably just going Make Laws plus Deep Root into Terror of the Peaks. Though it might be necessary. Yeah, you know what? I'm blocking the 1/1. I mean, like, the Fanatic Rose is probably gonna die, but that doesn't actually affect our plays too much, because we just play Make Laws into double 2-drop into 5-drop anyway. And, wow, they just made that attack, huh? Alright. Oh, that's great. So we get to go Miglaws into Briarbridge Tracker. And then next turn, when you get to go Terror of Peaks plus Deeproot Wayfinder to kill something, I am liking how this is looking. Terra Paragon. Sure, I mean, pretty solid card. Maybe a little threatening, but you guys kind of punish for not getting black mana, because now we have this Crucius. I'm not gonna play the Shadow Skull because I can just kill 2 creatures next turn. And I think I'm gonna just get a little frisky here. Would be very happy to trade either of these for Sarah Paragon. But opponent just takes a bunch of damage instead, that's fine too. So I did give them the option to recast Intrepid with Sarah Paragon. I mean, there's an argument to like killing the knight, but if they're gonna replay Intrepid, like spend their turn doing that, and I'm just gonna get to Shadow Skull smashing both of them, then I'm gonna win this game very easily. So, um, maybe a bit of bait there even. Oh, Evoked Fury, huh? Killing my Terror of the Peak? Sure. My opponent might have just. Oh, I guess it's not ward, huh? It doesn't care about abilities, so. Yeah, fair enough. You know what? I'll just take my beats here. Attacking into this 3/3 is going to be a lot easier since it won't be getting pumped anymore. So I need to deal 6 here, right? So I guess at that point it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna deal like infinite damage. Uh, yeah. Let's go. Because then the Shadow Skull doubles it up. Gains 2 life, and then I'm just gonna get in here and get a land back, and now I'll have a black source for Lucius next turn. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Yeah, I'll keep Warren Clocks on top. Why not? Another beater can't hurt. Welcoming Vampire. All right, and Ruby Collector. Sure, getting some value. So I think I can probably get my opponent dead here. I think. So I kill the Welcoming Vampire. And yeah, I could give this medicine +2/+2, and then they would have to block both and then die to these. Yeah. Uh, White aggro tends to be a pretty good matchup for Gruul because we should get to go over the top without being too slow or we get run over in the early game, and that was a good example of that. We just played some creatures in the early game, and then our long game was just a bunch of massive beaters that they couldn't really deal with. All right, let's go ahead and keep this. It's a fine hand. You have to go 2-drop into 3-drop, so that doesn't really hurt. Lucha Companion from the other side. That's interesting. Oracle's meaning a nice follow-up, though we could also go for this Decadent Dragon to start trying to make some treasures with Crucius. Magda, sure. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and attack. I'll be happy to make this trade. Magda is a little scary. And yeah, we really need to hit a land drop here. I'm not gonna lie. We've just drawn a couple of 4s and 5s and not many lands. We are running 18 lands, so shouldn't really be too much of an issue, but variance can variance sometimes. Yeah, see, this is kind of what I was scared of, is Magda just starts snowballing here, and we hit a land though. That's nice. Ooh, a swamp as well. Great to play Crucius. Yeah, I think I like playing Crucius, and honestly, Oracle will die doesn't seem amazing here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and discard it and go for lesser and try to hit my land drop again. We have this Vornclex to hit a land drop as well, which is gonna be fine. And then 6 kind of even rewards us even more for having lands in hand. So I think we can get some good value going if we are able to survive, though. Thank God Vornclex has reach. This is kind of scary with Magda, though. At least they have to sack their treasure, but now their crimes are going to be making treasures that are supercharged, and they're going to be able to get up to 3 treasures to make a 4/4 really easily. So yeah, a little worried about that. It would be nice to draw one of our removal spells for it. If we could do that, that would be excellent. I think honestly I might just exile the Moldive Scoos, though. Molten Impact. Oh, that's really problematic, because I mean they can kill the Vorinclex with an extra move spell. I'm gonna exile something. I probably care more about the Lucius. Oracle just seems way too slow here. And getting some life gain and extra pressure seems good. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Forest. And I'm gonna go ahead and play Vorinclex. Don't really have much of a choice in the matter, I don't think. Gonna go to take off time in case I want to cycle it. And I'll just start getting in. And honestly, yeah, I think well, actually, no, I won't. Because of Decadent Dragon, I kind of want to hold on to the treasure. I might just, like, go Expansive Taste, try to hit a removal spell off my opponent's decks, and their deck seems to be full of those, and worst case, I can follow up with the, creature side of it. This whole thing really kind of falls apart if they can kill this Vorinclex. There's an argument to maybe trying to block with Scavenging Ooze if that happens, but I think I'm just so far behind at that point that it's not really worth trying to play around. Yeah, this is really bad. Because they're gonna make a treasure and then another one off the gold span and make a 4/4 right away. So, I don't know how much of a chance I have, to be honest. Guess if I hit our moves well with the Decadent Dragon, that could be something. And start getting life back. Oh, they don't even attack with the Maga. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Yeah, at least they make the dragon post combat because this is half 80s. Sure. And passing. What are they waiting on? Alright, passing. Oh, obliterating bolt. That's huge. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and jam that in case of a mana lake type effect. I think there probably is some in the cube. But hopefully no counterspell. And then if we can get that to resolve, that's nice. So now I kind of want to go for a Decadent Dragon. Block the 4/4, then I can get it back with 6. Or I could just Expensive Taste. I like that more, to be honest. If I could just outright kill the 4/4, that would be better, I think. Or I could hit 2 lands. Don't love that. But I mean, I feel a little bit better about this. If I could hit a pacifization here, that would be really, really nice. Just make a bunch of pests and kill the Ossification and get the Vornclax back. That would definitely be our best draw here. Oh, so we take 10, but we're gonna exile this Crucius to gain a bit of life. Go to 11, and then if they kill the Decadent Dragon, that's maybe 12. 6 can block for a turn, so we have a couple of turns here, hopefully, of leeway. Opponent's not doing anything, that's a little worrying. The fact they didn't even bring Lutri to hand means they probably have something going on. Hopefully it's not, sure, it's a Tishana's Tidebind. I'm not too worried about that. Nice is some life gain, but I mean, that is a treasure, actually. That's a crime. That's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. Nissa, huh? Sure, I'll play Nissa. Why not? Not gonna be doubling land erupt here, though, anytime soon, I don't think. Is Nissa dying? Nissa falls. That's another crime. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of sketchy. This Magda has really been cooking me. Fortunately, I have not had the window to try to kill it. I needed to deal with the gold span. I think was the bigger threat. But it's just it's gonna make a second 4/4 here. Yeah. Kind of hard for me to keep up with that. Really need another one of our big beaters, something like a Ragtusk would be nice here, or one of our red 3 drops like Fable or Seasoned Pyromancer to start getting value. Now mostly just Peasantization would be far and away our best card here. We'll see though. I mean, next turn. Oh wow, that's pretty good, and we're just dead. All right, fair play, fair play. I'd cast Magma Opus. Yeah, Magda really got me there. Alright, game 3. Starting off here with a pretty solid hand, 2-drop into, I mean, potentially not 3-drop because our mana doesn't work for Seasoned Pyro, but I think a lead on the Deep-Root Wayfinder, which is nice because it can help ramp us. Also, goes the Graveyard for Screws, which is nice. We got some good top end, especially with this foreign collects now. Okay, so we got Manatized. Interesting. Didn't expect that, I suppose. Okay, so I kind of want to block this Kellen. I don't want to play the Seasoned Pyro yet because my hand's pretty good. So I don't think I want to necessarily play the Wooded Foothills out. I'll just jam the Scoos and pass. And then, I mean, Pyro is awkward because with all of this top end, it's gonna be what's stuck in my hand, so it'll get discarded if I play the Pyro. So I would prefer to not have to play the Pyro until afterwards, but especially with this Ajani now come down, the opponent hasn't missed their land drop, to be fair, which is relevant. Yeah, actually that's perfect. So I get to play Fanatic of Ronus, and now I can play a fatty before I start. I can play my fatties, and then once I'm doing that, I can refuel with Pyro. So that's exactly what I want. Let's see if they attack with a cat here. No, they do not. Love to see that, to be honest. They could have a counterspell, but they could just be mana screwed and not have a play. So I don't think I'm gonna really try to play around it. So I might want to go for the Thragtusk rather than the Ornclex, since it is theoretically worse. So if they have a counter spell, they're going to counter the Thragtusk. Are they killing the Fnatic Avronis in response so that I can't tap it for 4? Why are they hovering it? Or are they checking how much mana I can make because I have like a mana leak type effect? Like this could be a normalize, make the fear, sure. Yeah, so they didn't actually need to do that, but I'm not gonna complain. Let's see if they flip the Ajani here, because if they flip the Ajani, they're gonna have to jump the Kellen, so I assume they don't. Um, oh, they do. That is interesting. Yeah, I don't actually love that for my opponent, to be honest. I think I'll go ahead and just attack with the Scoos. I'm gonna exile the Thragtusk. Um, I guess I don't need to do it now, but I don't want to lose a creature to the Ajani if they play like some sort of raise the alarm thing with red permanence. And opponent just scoops it up. Yeah, I missed too many land drops. Fair enough. Well, I guess we'll head on into the next one. All right, solid hand here. I mean, we've got the Deep Root Wayfinder on 2 again. I think I'm gonna lead on the Mountain. I guess I want to cast this Play with Fire. I think I'll save the fetch land just because if my opponent doesn't know I have a fetch land, it makes this Deep Root Wayfinder a lot less threatening. If they know that I'm guaranteed to get a land back with it, then they might kill it when they wouldn't otherwise. And I'm not super worried. Yeah, so they just go for a Emerald Collector, combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's actually pretty solid. Likely we have a removal spell for it. I'm gonna go ahead and Practically Blitz in mind. I'm not going to play the Pyromancer here. I'm just going to play with Fire the Emerald Collector. I don't want them getting value from it. I'll get a Stomping Ground tapped. I don't think I'll need black mana necessarily, but I could need double red and double green. And I'm going to go ahead and get with the Deep Root, mill another removal spell. And then now I've got Terror of the Peaks coming next turn. Actually, I suppose maybe I should have gotten the Zagoth Chime because I could get fixing next turn that would be untapped. Oh, that's going to make the Pest Infestation very good. So then again, I'm just playing the Beseiju here. Am I? I mean, I just am. With this Seasoned Pyromancer, I just want to get all the cards out of my hand. And it really... Oh, I'll just get a Swamp. Yeah, that works. It really doesn't actually matter that much since I have this Pest Infestation. So we'll see what my opponent's got here. If they can't kill the Terror of the Peaks, they basically just lose on the spot. There's an argument for playing like a more conservative line where I just go for Hulking Raptor, but that wouldn't even necessarily let me double spell creatures the following turn, so I don't love that. I guess I could have played the Pessima Station to do that. Go Hulking Raptor into Pessima Station. So yeah, they have a bounce spell. Not too worried about that. And when I get my priority back, I'll see what I draw for turn. It's a Miglaws. Honestly, pre-combat. Kind of end to just slam Terror of the Peaks again. If they have another Own Ring, they're just going to get obliterated, and they clearly don't have a very good removal spell if they're Brazen Borrowing it. A little unfortunate to be missing land drops, but not too big of a deal here, and yeah. Playing Hulking Raptor is just a little awkward there. It's fairly reasonable, but I prefer just playing Terror of the Peaks, given that them petty thefting it is, I think, a sign of weakness. And this is definitely a sign of weakness. Jamming a Planeswalker into a flyer is, it's a little questionable. If they have Swords or Path to Exile here, I get pretty worked. But if they had one before the activation, then they would have cast it because it would have been a crime, so they wouldn't have to discard as many cards, I suppose. Yeah, let's see what they've discard. Discard as Flying Blocker with a Sanguine Evangelist. Maybe a little bit surprising, but yeah, this doesn't actually do anything. And just passes. Love to see that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get in with the Oko. Or do I have lethal? I guess I don't have lethal. I will just get in with the Oko. And then I think I'd rather just play Miglaws and Intrepid Paleontologist. Paleontologist still gives me some ramp next turn, and this is more mana efficient. and make those just attacks for a bunch anyway. So I think I like this a little more. And then next turn I can go like, I mean they're just dead. I can go Pest Infestation. All the 1/1s will trigger the Terror of the Peaks, and then also the Deep Root. I kind of feel like just going x equals, well, x equals 3, I suppose. Boop. And then if they have something, they'll kill the Terror of the Peaks now. But if not, they're just taking so much damage. And this I'm doing pre-combat mostly because I'm worried about them going like, I don't know, Raisin Bar Work plus combat check to kill the Terror of the Peaks. So they have like a Wandering Emperor or Settle the Record or something. So I want to get my value ahead of time. And now they're going to somehow need to both deal with my very formidable attackers and have a follow-up Wrath next turn to deal with the pests. Yeah, so here's the Settle the Wreckage, which is fine because, yeah, it hits me with the GG. I get to thin my deck, and I have this Pyro coming. I have ways to use my mana. Now they're going to need a Wrath as well. And, Lush Portico, sure. What they got? Ceres, Slayer of Fear. So like a Bane Slayer on the ground? I mean, yeah, that's actually kind of reasonable. In my turn. So I don't have lethal, I don't think, right? Because this is, they go to 9. They can block these two. They take 6. They go to 3. Yeah, so I'm not attacking. I think. Oh, and I can't quite play both, huh? I can play this Hulking Raptor, but then I can't play Pyro and Crucius. Maybe I discard the Pyro. I don't really want to though. I think I just play Hulking Raptor, play Crucius, and then I'll just pass and decline. And then I'm setting up for a really big turn next turn. They can't, not sure if they can really attack with a Cerise for fear of just dying on the crackback. But if they do, I probably won't block. Restless Anchorage getting fired up. Okay, interesting. They're gonna explore on the Cerise is the idea to have some more life gain. Sure. I mean, this means they can't play the. I guess actually, yes, they can't play the Brazen Borrowers, which is less pressure. It makes some amount of sense. I don't know. Actually, maybe you are supposed to attack with Cerise and just grab like a big 5-drop. I guess that's kind of reasonable. Ooh, Fatal Push. Fatal Push give me lethal. So Fatal Push would have been a good reason for them not to make that attack, because if I could kill my creature and deny the life gain, they were just dead. If I attack, I can't Fatal Push my own creature because I can't enable Revolt, so I'll just kill the Ultra of the Fallen. I still think I should have lethal now. But I'm just going to go ahead and drop the Seasoned Pyro as well. And not hit much of relevance, which is fine. But it feels sure. Vorinclex is nice. Guess I'll keep that on top. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and swing out. The block the Hulking Raptor, gain 5 up to 9, and then take 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Seems like plenty to me. And yep, that'll be game. Nice. Alright, excellent hand we've got here. Oh, wow, really busted hand, actually. So if my opponent doesn't kill the Fanatic bonus on 2, I'm going Meglaws into double 2-drop with the 4 mana. That's pretty good. I mean, we're a little gassed out afterwards if you don't draw something, but pretty formidable start. And even if they do kill creatures, that just makes Scoos better. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Mountain's probably the literal worst draw in my deck, but that's fine. Having so many mountains is a little awkward with Scoot. My Fanatic dies. Though it does has Eternalize, so. Oh. Oh. Okay. Guess I'll just play Oracle instead. And not sure why they main phase the virtual ability, but that's fine. Guess they just didn't realize I had flash. So give vigilance and menace in the trenches, huh? I mean my opponent's about to be in the trenches, I think. Right into the Megaloth, huh? No fear. Yes, on top. Sure. So I'm gonna remove 3 oil counters for 3 mana. So how much mana do I work with? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess maybe I just don't care about killing the 3/3. I'll just go paleontologist, ooze, destroy the in the trenches, and Yeren. And I don't even think I care about vigilance, menace, any of that nonsense. And yeah, I mean, my opponent really needs a wrath here, or they're pretty dead. And even if they have a wrath, I mean, it's bad for me, but I get to follow up with Crucius, so it's not that bad. Not sure if I even want to kill Sanguine Evangelist, because having a card in hand is nice for Crucius. I think what I'm gonna do. Um, yeah, I'll just get in with these two. Trading off makes the scoos bigger, and I think I don't even need this paleontologist really. So happy to do that. And I'll hold off on pumping the Miglos for now, I think, because could be relevant in combat later. Go ambitious, why not? Garbage checker, solid. And we've got a Fable on top as well. Yeah, this is looking great. We just have so much mana to work with because of this Thronos that we could just do all of the things. I mean, that's pretty good, I suppose. Start getting them some value. Oh, wow, okay, alright. Yeah. And not attacking. Alright, I'm not sure why you make that play in that case. You could have just played a Big Ship and Devastator rather than doing that. Not really sure what the idea there was, but that's fine. Finally, some lands on top. Okay. Oh, Fatal Push. Yeah, you know what? That's actually pretty good. So I'll go ahead and investigate and then immediately crack the clue. And just jam a... Oh, Shipment Devastator or Terror of the Peaks on top? That's pretty good. I'll just kill a Professional Facebreaker, why not? And I'm just gonna jam with the... I want to also jam like this. I don't think so. Goose would have to... It would shut off their entire board if they block it, so I'm fine with that. Yeah. And I don't even need to activate it since 4 power, 3 toughness. So I think that's reasonable. Just let that happen. The question is, do I want to play the Fable? I think the answer is yes. I mean, usually kind of a stupid question when it comes to Fable because it's just busted. But it means I don't get the Crucius trigger. But I'm just slamming Terror of the Peaks next turn anyway, and this lets me attack for a ton. And I guess there's the argument to saving it for after the Terror of the Peaks, but I think I like just slamming. Oh my god, and there's a Bone Horde on top. I mean, I'm not gonna loot. I'm just gonna swing out, right? Like, I don't see how I get punished. I guess Settle Wreckage would be kind of bad. Actually, Settle Wreckage would be really bad for me, but it doesn't seem like they have it, so we'll just slam. And this is lethal. Yep, alright. Taking down another game. Nice. Alright. This hand looks alright. Missing red mana, but we'll play between 6 and Oracle of Multi and Vorinclex, so we can fix that since all of these can in some way or another help us dig for a red source. Absence Pilgrim is a little late here, but that's fine. And getting a Fatal Push, maybe? Yeah. Okay, so cut down, that's fine. Would like the 6 to live, or hopefully hit my land drop for Oracle of Multi. I'm gonna jam the 6. It's better if it lives than Paleontologist, and if it doesn't, then, you know. Midnight Clock. Love to see that, just like something slow that doesn't answer my threats. And we, thank God we hit a mountain there. I was about to be very tilted. So I could play Paleontologist plus Deep Root, or I could play Oracle. Oracle's good if I have a land on top, otherwise it's kind of mediocre. Deep Root helps me kind of dig for things. It's good with 6, it's good with Oracle. I think I'll just play this and plan to either play Vorinclex or Oracle next turn. Guaranteeing, or almost guaranteeing, a way to cast Vorinclex through a single removal spell is pretty good, I think. And I'm just going to go ahead and sack the Deep Root Wayfinder? It's not really getting through this Shieldred for now. Yeah, I'll just jam the Vorinclex, I think. It's pretty good with 6. I could try to, like, just go for a Thragtusk or something, but I feel like if my opponent's gonna kill something, it's gonna be the Vorinclex anyway. Otherwise, the 6 just gets it back. I'm out of force in my deck, but I don't know. I don't see a world where they really allow that to happen. Perforated Crocodile is pretty good here, huh? Yeah, I mean, their strategy of just jamming a bunch of threats. Where's my Pessim Station? Well, I can't block this. I'm gonna take a bunch of damage now? Yeah, fair enough. Interact Tusk helps a lot. I don't even know if it's worth playing a land, is it? I guess I can flip Vorinclex. Gotta be something reasonable to work towards, I think. But yeah, now they really don't have attacks any longer. Because this Thragtusk. And if they kill the Thragtusk, they still don't have attacks because I can double block with Vorinclex. Which, kind of reasonable. Next turn I might just be... I'm playing Oracle most likely, but I'm also incentivized to try to kill the clock at some point. How worried am I about them wheeling? I mean, kind of worried. Though they will wheel a bunch of stab wounds in their deck, which is, I think, probably good for me. But we'll see what they've got here. I mean, they've got a decent amount of mana. They could do really bad things. Also, they to flipping Shieldred. 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Yeah, so not particularly close, and the clock will put them even further from that. But pretty scary if they do. Grief? Grief is kind of okay, I think. Among the least bad things they could do with so much mana, I would hazard to guess. So if they have a follow-up, that'd be annoying. If this 6 dies, I'm kind of in trouble. And not be considering attacking here. Or just block. Well, I guess really punished for not having more forts in my deck, but yeah, they killed the Vorinclex. That is questionable, I think. Really questionable if I have more lands in my deck. I think just play the Oracle. Hitting land drops up the top is would be really nice. I'll say yeah, I think I will just play the land and play the Fable. Like, a land does represent cards off the top, but I'm already getting a bunch of value with this Decadent Dragon. 6 is not necessarily too long for this world. Flipping Fable seems really strong. And I want to have lands in play anyway, because I think my endgame, if they don't kill 6, is flipping Vorinclex anyway. Yeah, Decadent Dragon, I'm just going to go Expensive Taste Draw 2 from their deck. It's going to be pretty good. It's going to help me hit my land drops without using land drops from hand. I don't have that many lands left in my deck, but... Oh, wow, this is a really aggressive attack. I won't block the Grief. I'll block the Crocodile. Look, this runs the risk of them reanimating Crocodile, which would be bad. But if they have a Vanished Spell, then best case it's getting back to shield, which is already bad for me. And I can't afford to just take a bunch of damage. So I kind of hope that they... And I kind of have to hope that it's just a bad attack, and they don't have actually a good reason for it. Or, you know, they have a Wrath, which doesn't... Yeah, they get... I mean, this is really bad for me. There's no sugarcoating it, really. I think I'm pretty cooked here. But I don't know that blocking differently would have really helped much. Because I could have blocked down the Grief, I suppose. Maybe if I hit something good from their deck. I mean, that kind of counts, actually. That counts. So, I want to jam a creature into the Shieldred. I think I'm just going to hope that they play Crocodile and they'll just Extinction Event both creatures. But... Extinction Event my Fable too. don't think I have a choice though. Funny enough, because the Ziggurat Tribe makes blue, I can also cast this Heart of Event at some point, so that's kind of reasonable. And yeah, so I'll Extinction Event the Crocodile and the Grieve. I'll hit my Beast, which at that point will be upside. I'll hit my Fable, which is downside. But then they'll wheel with Clock. Oh, they just play Shieldred. Actually kind of love to see that, to be honest. Would really love to see that. That is very surprising to me. But yeah, now I can Extinction Event on Odd. And then their Crocodile will get wheeled away. Oh, wow, that's good for me. That's so insane for me. Yeah, I'm gonna tap this off for Odd. That's insanely good. Oh. Huh. I guess I hit my Fable. I forgot that the flip side still carries the mana cost, but either way, still very, very good for me. And I'll get it for 3. And honestly, I think I'll just play with Fire now, because I kind of want them to redraw Grief, because I don't have any cards in hand. I think that's fine. So Clog, I mean, they're drawing a fresh 7, which could be all manner of horrible things, but, you know, I've got some cards in exile. Maybe I can fight through this. It's possible. Deep Cavern Bat's not amazing here, I don't think. Not too worried about that. Maybe they thought that these were in my hand. UI can be a little confusing sometimes in that regard. Yeah, not in my hand. These are in exile. Stab Wound, yep. They're drawing the Stab Wounds naturally, and, I mean, kind of gonna kill me, actually. I think I'll go for a Hard Evidence and crack it. See if I can find something better to do than a Decadent Dragon. You'll have a number of 5-drops. It's gonna be a Swamp. Sure. I mean, yeah, honestly, the Stab Wound's actually kind of a real issue. It's gonna kill me pretty quick. Scavenging Ooze would be insane here. Way to... I mean, my 5-drops would be good, Crucius would be good. Spyro would be good. I have a number of good draws. I could also, like, Shadow Skull Smashing their creature, my creature kind of thing. As Decadent Dragon dies, also that speeds up the clock, because it'll allow the Deep Cavern Bat to attack. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty tenuous... Oh, yeah, that's probably going to be a game. I don't know if they can actually adventure it, but just a 4/4 flyer is going to be good enough, most likely. Unless I rip a Boneherd Dracosaur like right now that they can't answer. Yeah, if they adventure it, will I get it? Or will they? Guess we're about to find out. I think it's them. Yeah. Yeah. No, they don't have any red mana for it, but this is still pretty rough. Yeah. Just another land. Yeah, I mean, I'll scoop it up. Too far behind at this point. Unfortunate. Alright, pretty decent hand here. A bit slow off the rip, but we've got some really powerful 3-drops, and Fable, Seasoned Pyro, Peasant Infestation, and Thragtusk can help catch us back up if we fall behind. Flood the Strand. Opponent's on a Molta 6, which is nice. Probably just leading on Big Ostrium, I guess that kind of answers that question. I'm not sure if I want to play the Rockfall Veil tap. It kind of depends if I draw a land next turn or not. I think I probably will, though, because I'm going to be hitting my land drops anyway, and I guess against Jessica, I'm probably not going to have too many relevant creatures, and I drew a removal spell. So yeah, I just kind of want to, really don't want to ever pay 3 life for it, and if I draw excess lands, I can just loop them away with Fable anyway. Add it, sure. Luckily, they don't hit their land drop, so no value there, and yeah, I'm just going to slam Fable. It's just a busted card. Maybe they kill it, get in for 3 with the Abbot. Not too worried about that if they do so. Tameo, sure. Oh, you know what? I mean, I'm discarding 2 lands here, and I think one will be the fetch land. Ooh. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get in. And see what they're gonna do about it. Would expect them to trade off. Yep, makes sense. And I'm actually just gonna play the Oracle of Moldiah, I think. Because it's less bad into a counterspell. Could have gotten me some value right away, but that's fine. And I really want to kill this Tameo. Sure, so they have Volcanic Spite. I'll let them draw a card, and then kill the Tamiya now. I mean, it's a little... I do know that I'm not drawing a land next turn, but I'm probably just playing Nissa, and I can play Pyro to dig for one if I need to. It looks like kind of just a mid-range battle. I'm worried about counter spells, so I don't necessarily want to just instantly try to jam my big threats. I think I could just outcard advantage my opponent here since they run a mulligan, and I have like Fable going and stuff like that. And my hand is full of 2-for-1s, Pyro, Thragtusk, Custom Station, so I think I've got this pretty locked down if I don't make too aggressive plays, though. The time declension is very good here, and they apparently just have all lands in hands or misunderstood how the card works. I'm guessing, yeah, I can't really guess at that, but given that they said oops, maybe they just didn't realize that it wouldn't deal any damage, so oops it up, we'll take those. I think they were probably losing that game even if they discard a spell. I guess I can rebuild pretty effectively, but, we'll take it. Alright. It's a little curve here, I'm gonna keep. Perfect colors of mana as well. Just gonna go Skoos into Capucius, probably. And maybe I'll just discard the Decadent Dragon to hit a 5-drop for the following turn. Since I have 4 different 5-drops in the deck. Bone Horde, Terror, Dark Dust, Foreign Class, all good plays. And no cards above that, so I'm guaranteed to play the card. Though, of course, against a blue-black deck, it's difficult to guarantee anything. And there's the Flag Dusk off the top, so I have a 5-drop if I want it. I could also just discard the Pyro, since I don't have the right colors of mana for it at the moment. Let's see. I'm just gonna slam Crucius, and honestly, it's probably just not gonna make it to my end step. Gets countered, gets killed. I mean, that's fine, though. Skoos kind of rewards me for just letting creatures go to the graveyard. I have good plays all the way up the curve, because I'm just gonna slam this Decadent Dragon, and if I find a land Thragtusk, if I don't, then I can cast one of the spells I drew, or play Pyro or something along those lines. But I just gotta surveil land. And also, if I just jam things and don't allow them to activate Ravine, that's good for me. If I give them too much time, they're just gonna get value off Ravine for no reason. Avacyn's Pilgrim, sure. Probably gonna get discarded to Seasoned Pyromancer at some point. So I'm not really in need of a mana rook here. I'm just gonna slam the Decadent Dragon. I could go like Avacyn's Pilgrim, Expensive Taste, but I think just applying pressure. When my opponent has a creature that just taps to draw cards, I think applying pressure is gonna be pretty good. And Decadent Dragon can also like ramp me into my big spells. I don't think trying to play the card advantage game is really what I want to do here because they're playing Grixis, they're probably going to be able to outgrind me even with the Decadent Dragon going. Yeah, they drew a cheap removal spell off my deck, that's suboptimal, but maybe still fine. Get in with the Skoos here, and we drew a land for this Thragtusk, which is nice. Let's see what they've got. Alright. Opponent's just taking their beats for now. Don't mind seeing that. Thragtusk. If they can't counter it, it's going to be very awkward to answer. Especially since my Obliterating Bolt is gone, so they don't have any more exile removal. Hopefully. They could have their own Lava Coil type stuff, but hopefully not. Yeah, I mean, this Ancient Ravine, it is a very strong card. You got extra mana, just start drawing cards. But, hopefully we're fast enough to be able to kind of make it awkward for them to just spend all their turns agenting. So now, Skoos is going to become a real problem next turn because it can become a, for now just 3-3, but, see, this is a sign of desperation, I think, or weakness. To main phase the Agent of Ravine activation, we are already kind of behind. Maybe they're missing land drops. Maybe they are just really looking for some sort of interaction, but if they kill Thragtusk, it's most likely going to make a 3-3, and then Scavenge Goose, text for 3 or 4. It's a lot of pressure. So, is this mine? Nope. Oh, Fable's a good draw. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get in. And I'll just activate Skoos. For some extra damage. I mean, if this damage gets through, I'm feeling pretty good. Nice. And I'm just gonna slam Fable. See what they've got to say about this. I'd have to assume that they have a counterspell in hand, because, like, what? They don't have a removal spell to be a counterspell? No? Alright. I just won't play the Avacynth, because I'm just going to loot it away to Fable. Basically, my. Oh. Well, I guess they're just digging for a Wrath then. My plan here is to loot away the bad cards in my hand, play the good cards, and then use Pyro to do that again. So playing Pilgrim kind of doesn't make any sense, because a random card at the top of my deck is better, and if it's a land, I can just refuel with Pyro anyway. Alright, I mean, I assume they're a black grass. I mean, Toxic Deluge for sure, though that would be kind of awkward here. Domination's on an arena. I don't know what else it could be. Languish, something like that, maybe. Maybe they're like blue mass bound spells. Burn down the house, sure. That's fine. Just gonna exile a spell, don't really think it matters. But yeah, because I get a 3/3 here, so they're taking some damage. Don't mind seeing 6 at all. Don't mind seeing Bonehorde Dragonthor even more so, though. That's a nice beater. Now they need to answer Bonehorde right away, but then they're also gonna need to answer the 3/3, and I've got the Fable coming in. I've got the 6 and the Pyro. So a lot of just annoying threats. And my opponent got a lot of cards, but kind of behind on tempo. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Oh, they hit a removal spell for Bonehorde Dracosaur. Oh my god. And a fatal push for my 3/3. I mean, that's just kind of absurd. Yeah. What's my plan now? That is incredibly bad for me, huh? Could play 6. What am playing 6 do? Could maybe get back Bonehorde next turn. Could play Pyro, kind of try to go wide. I play with Fire for reach. Um, Makes the reflections very threatening. I don't know, man. Play Hulking Raptor. Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of in for Hulking Raptor. Reason is, the first creature they need to kill, if they kill Hulking Raptor and leave me with reflections, I can just go Pyro, copy Pyro, make a bunch of creatures, trying to go wide around this Atali, plus some cards. If they don't kill Hulking Raptor, then I get to go 6 plus Pyro, or like 6 plus something else, because it kind of pays for itself. Well, I mean, I don't get back the Bonehorde Dracosaur, but we can arrange something beneficial either way. Liliana really does not do much here, because it doesn't actually kill anything. So they're going to, oh my god, get back a Glorybringer. Alright. Cool, cool. Have they made their land drop? No? Oh my god. That's disgusting. I mean, oh, please target the Hulking Raptor. They're probably not going to, but yeah. Ward does stop that, so sure, Hulking Raptor lives. Oh. Oh. Yeah. That works. Okay. So they're gonna have trouble answering Terror of the Peaks, I would assume. Considering that they are on 3 and spells targeting cost 3. It is lethal in the air, still, despite the Liliana. Not ward, so doesn't trigger off abilities, but even if they can somehow play a reach creature, a flying creature, that doesn't do it alone, I don't think. I can still just kill them with 6 plus Pyro. So actually I kind of feel pretty good about this now. Definitely a good draw. See, so Retrofitter, it can pay 2 to make a 1/1, 3 to untap it, and then 1 to make a flyer. Yeah, so that is a flying blocker. Okay, that works. Fair enough, fair enough. At this point, they've played, I think, all the cards they drew from my deck. Land, and where'd it go? Obliterating Bolt. So, don't need to be worried about that anymore. I'm just gonna play 6. See what they've got. Deal you 2. And I'll just play Reflections. Getting land. You got a counterspell? Oh, okay. Spell Pierce. Sure. That works. Oh. Huh. I'm gonna lose. I'm actually gonna lose. I mean, maybe. Wow, that's kind of absurd. Oh, wait, no. Non-dragon! Non-dragon! Okay, I got really worried about Glorybringer because I was thinking, well, now that I didn't kill them, because somehow they answer that for 1 mana. I guess I should have thought about Spell Pierce, since if they can answer for 1 mana, they can live with Retrofitter to just play the creature. I guess that was kind of stupid. Though there are creature-only counterspells, like a Stern Scolding or something would have been problematic. I assume it's in cube. But yeah, I mean, they can chump with the Retrofitter, but then Glorybringer can't actually kill Terror of the Peak. And I have another creature in hand. So they would need to have another counterspell. And I have the 6 still, and the Hulking Raptors, they can kill the Hulking Raptor or whatever, but yeah. No, I mean, I don't know if they realize they can actually live here. They can. But even so, the fact that Glorybringer says non-dragon is coming in clutch here. Like, actually so massive. I think that the templating is so that, like, Glorybringer mirrors and standard weren't, like, really cringe, but, like, the first bit of, like, Glorybringer, then it gets through Glorybringer, yada yada. But, yeah, it really is being extremely relevant here. Because Glorybringer would be a painless way to kill Terror of the Peaks otherwise. Are they just salt roping, really? They just don't realize they actually have a way to live? That's kind of funny. Retrother is a really strong in Vintage, not so much in this cube, I don't think, because you don't have Urza or Academy or any of the cards that go super well with it, but still, could make a flying walker here, but instead, oh, okay, yeah, they figure it out, alright. Untap. Make a flyer, sure. For some reason, decided to rope down their entire rope before doing that, which is excellent. Let's see what the follow-up is. Lots of really bad things they could do, to be honest. Can't discount the fact that they could just slam, like, something crazy like an ultimatum or whatever. I don't know entirely what's in the queue, but, a wrath would be bad as well. Gix's command would just about wrap things up, etc. But as long as they don't have something like that, doing kind of fine. Yep, can't target it. Sorry, bud. Yep, kills a 6. Makes sense. And now they can counter this Season Pyro, then I'll have the tokens next turn. They'll need to spend mana jumping Terror of the Peaks. They have this Liliana to activate, but nothing really in their graveyard. And if I draw another spell, most of the spells I can cast because of the mana off Hulking Raptor. I guess red spells I can't cast and 5 up, so Vorinclex I wouldn't be able to cast in addition to the Pyro. I also can just draw, play with fire. That's my only burst spell. Past Infestation would also be excellent. Scarab God. Whoa. What can that do? Scarab God do? Oh, Moldiah counts. Okay. Well, play the Oracle of Moldiah. See what my opponent does about it. Boop. Can they gain life? Yep, they can get the Thragtusk back, but that taps them out. And so that means that they'll be dead. Yep, so gain 5, take 4, Pyro, 2 more, and hit us with the GGs. Nice. That was a close one. It really was. Terror of the Peaks was huge. Yeah, and one more turn they would have stabilized. I mean, fair enough. The Italia was nuts. The fact that basically Italia has to actually answer the 5 power, they just die. So I think they got pretty lucky there, but then we got pretty lucky ripping our own dragon. Alright, well, playing for the trophy. Here we go. Okay, well, this hand is probably one of the worst hands we've had so far. Can't actually cast Crucius, and then it's got a bunch of 4-drops on the draws. Probably has to be too slow. Um, this works. So, do I just want to bottom Nissa? Because what elves are in my deck? Let's see. Druid, Ooze, Shaman, Scout. Not many elves, huh? Let's see. Oracle of Moldiah, and that's it. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bottom that. Fanaticaros makes more mana with this Miglaws, and I'm already gonna be probably cracking the fetch now for Zagoth's Triumph. Definitely now that I've found the Crucius. Would maybe like to save Fatal Push, but finding green and black when I only have red mana is really valuable, and it would be a tapped land, so I think I've got to do it now. And, this deck has plenty of ways to enable revolt. I'll just do it now. No points in holding priority, I suppose. I guess I could get punished if they play like a really good 2-drop that I want to Fatal Push, but it would have to be a really good 2-drop because that would mean I can't play the Fanatic Rose. Yeah. Sorry, Nathan, but you do not count. I could kill Nathan. Yeah, could kill Nathan. Could do that. So I honestly think I'd just rather play Fanatic Runners, and the next turn I can go like tap Fanatic Runners to play Miglaws and then Fatal Push, which is a little bit odd sequencing, I suppose, because I'm tapping Fanatic Runners for 1 rather than 4, but gotta make the coils line up, so. Chartic Wars pre-combat, sure. So pre-combat they need to discard, but also it deals damage with Duelist, so yeah, it makes some amount of sense. Would make even more sense if there was something they want to discard, but I guess that doesn't really matter because they Duelist of mindless some loot anyway. Upon crime. Plays a mountain and attacking. Yeah, I honestly don't know if the damage matters, but that's fine. Okay, so I think I will just play Miglaws, and then no, do I just want to kill the Duelist now? Probably, because if they commit a crime on their turn, they get the loot. No reason giving them that value. I assume you only chart a course there if you already have excess lands that you're fine discarding, because imagine you just chart a course pre-combat and then have to discard a good card for no reason. And so the slight push towards not wanting me to let them keep looting. I think I'm probably supposed to do that anyway, since I can't enable Revolt. I have another removal spell, and, still a solid card. Here's an Arid Mesa. Opponent's looking like full Grixis right now. Maybe they have white mana. They have a lot of fetch lands, which, not surprising. For people that actually know how to cube, you can pick up a lot of fetch lands because other people tend to undervalue them, and, we are at 6 wins. We are getting matched into better players, so I think it's reasonable to assume that an opponent kind of knows what's going on. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Kind of want to play this Hulking after pre-combat, since I want the 4 mana off Fanatics. I can also play Crucius. And, all manners of things could happen to the Miglaws in combat. Manner. Not that I'm not going to attack, but, Alright. Opponent just takes their beats. Well, I'll jam a Crucius. I'm not going to play the Seiju. I'm just going to discard it and turn on land. I think Obliterating Bolt could be solid here. I want to hold on to it, and don't expect Beseiju to be super necessary as a land or spell, especially with the treasure token, so I think I'm getting ahead of myself. This is probably getting countered. No? Alright. Or killed. It's still getting killed. Oh no, maybe not. Infinite things I could have here. Yeah, oh, it is getting killed. Alright, but still not gonna play the Beseiju, I think. Maybe they do play an artifact or enchantment. I don't really need a land drop. And there's nothing that can really punish me. There's not like a divination I can draw that all of a sudden makes me go, man, now I have 2 lands in hand, and if I had been able to play one last turn, one this turn, I'd be able to play something. Like, that's the general punish. Oh my god. Well, it's a really good thing I kept the Liberating Bolt. Ugh, Fury's so busted. Yeah, it would have taken a pretty decent chunk of mana to actually hold up the +2/+2, so couldn't really have played around that, but that is highly unfortunate. I'll play this land. In terms of looting in my deck, I do have the Fable, but Pyro doesn't really reward me for keeping lands in hand specifically. And I do have more expensive creatures I could have play, and it's entirely possible this Fanatic of Ronas dies. I wouldn't have the mana for them, and that's all I suppose. I think playing land makes sense. Bolt plays ward. Okay, yeah. There goes my whole board. Well, do we need to draw something here? Ideally. Got a lot of good draws. A lot of fatties. Yeah, well, that's another land I'm not playing, I suppose. So at this point, I, mm, mm, I think I will play the Besaju. I don't have double green if the Fnatic dies, so if they kill it, I'm gonna wanna Eternalize it anyway. And if they play a 5 toughness creature and I draw a land, I get hugely punished. Ooh, alright, well, I think I'm gonna play this pre-combat in case they have like a sensor or something that might be in the cube, just so I can pay. Really hope they don't have counterspell here, but I don't think it really makes sense to not just jam, because it's not gonna get better for me. And they do not, which I love to see, and now I'm just gonna get in with the Fnatic bonus. And I think I will play a land here because of the Shadow Spell Smashing, but I won't play the second one since I could still draw 6, Fable, etc. Stoic Sphinx, huh? Well, and if I hadn't drawn the Vorinclex, that'd be a massive problem because I wouldn't actually be able to kill it, and it's a pretty fast clock. 4-turn clock as things stand on the 16. But now with this Vorinclex, I'm feeling much, much better. Much better. They attack here, it's... Oh yeah, they don't, yeah. What I want to see, if they attack, it's super suspicious. Could just flip Vorinclex. Realistically, they could have a combat trick. Because if, like, I probably wouldn't have blocked if they were Vorinclex if they attacked the Stoic Sphinx. They got like a bolt or something. They want to block the Vorinclex and then do that. If I just flip it, how do I get punished? 3, 5, 6. So I'm gonna have to tap the attack anyway. So I just activate. And I really don't think that even if I give up the attack, I'm losing this game after doing this. In fact, they might just be dead here to Terror of the Peaks plus 6. I guess they're probably not gonna... No, they are literally dead. Okay. Yep, that's pretty good. Miglaws for power. Give me lethal if they don't have a counterspell. They do have a counterspell. Alright, fair enough. They're still incredibly dead here, though. Like, all 3 of my creatures are going to be lethal threats. And if they don't kill 6, then I get to replay things from my graveyard if I draw land. And I have the Shadow Skull. And I can Eternalize Fanatic Ronas. And if I draw a creature, Terror of the Peak is going to kill them. And they would go to 1 if they tried to kill the Terror of the Peak spell. So, yeah. I suppose a Wrath specifically would be pretty good here, because it nullifies both the following chapters. But then I also just get my Vorinclex back eventually, so I'm not completely dead. And I have the back row to Eternalize as well. See what's up. They're hovering in their graveyard, which makes me maybe a little nervous. Oh, they're gonna delve here. Probably like a T-Cruise. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. And humble. But yeah. Yeah, T-Cruise seems like alright in this format because of fetch lands. You can pick up enough fetch lands, it's pretty good. This is like the perfect deck for you. Like pitch elementals, a bunch of card draw looting, cheap interaction, fetch lands. Fair enough. Delver of Secrets, that's really not gonna do it. Their follow-up. What's their follow-up? Covering the Grand Evolution. So I think just to know what it's doing more so than trying to kill it, I would assume. All right, this is Terror of the Peaks dying. That is the first step. Yep, to go to 1 here. Doesn't really matter because my thoughts would be lethal because of this anyway, but, you know. Okay, so technically not dead on board, I suppose. I think I'll just go 3, 4, 4. Oh, it's 7? Yeah, I think I'll put more counters on the 6, just in case. Um, and I think I'll just go ahead and Shadow Skull X equals 1. Like, this just puts them dead on board if they don't have anything. Seems fine to me. And I get to grab a land as well. Sure, mountain. Dead? Dead? Dead. Alright, well, yeah, this deck wasn't, like, the best deck in the world, but, you know, managed to pull off a 7-2 with it, which I'm pretty happy about. Starting to take that. Bit of a profit here, you know, plus a couple thousand gold, plus some rares, don't mind that. But yeah, let's take a look at this deck. So, honestly, didn't think this was, like, the most impressive cube deck ever, but we had good mana with the fetch lands, we had some powerful cards. You know, our 5-drop dragons did a lot of work. 6 was pretty good. Fable and Season Power were busted, of course, especially Fable. And, yeah, played out pretty well. I think, the caliber of player and drafter here isn't too amazing, so you can kind of exploit that, pick up some late fetch lands and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, you know, I'll take the 7 wins and see what rares I get. I mean, actually, you know, let me take a screenshot real quick. Just gonna post it in my Discord, which you should go ahead and join. Also, sub to my Patreon if you want to support me. And yeah, let's see what I got. Ooh, a mythic. Cloud key, sure, and body of research. Whoa, playable, awesome. Well, that'll do it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.